Well, yesterday it all fell apart in the sixth inning for Bartolo Colon and the Yankees. The big blow, J.P. Arancibia, a bases-clearing, bases-loaded double, and that pretty much put the game out of reach, a game that the Yankees would end up losing 7-3, setting up a celebration amongst the rival Blue Jays. A beautiful night here in New York City as the crowd files into Yankee Stadium, and they actually get a gift when they come in. They get some grass seed. You could grow your own Yankee Stadium turf at home. Pretty nice deal. But you'll see the real turf right here as My Nine presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Toronto Blue Jays in the middle game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with Paul O'Neill, I'm Michael Kay. As we mentioned, the Yankees lost the first game of this three-game set by a 7-3 score yesterday, but it's a nice feeling when you lose the first game of a series and you send your best out to the mound. This is tonight's pitching matchup brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Ricky Romero is going to go for the Blue Jays 4-4, 3.10, and the Yankee ace, CC Sabathia, will get the start 4-3 with a 3.06 ERA. Last time out, Sabathia was sharp.
Yeah, he had a couple bad outings, but last time out in Baltimore, 8 shutout innings, probably his best stuff of the year. So he's coming off a big game. Ramirez coming off a big game. I mean, both of these guys, good top left-handers in the American League. Ricky Romero, we said it. I mean, he beat the Yankees earlier in the year. Good stuff. Likes his fastball. Goes after lefties with the changeup and breaking ball. Got out of here without any major damage after that first time around in late April. But Ricky Romero, opening day starter for the Toronto Blue Jays, got great stuff.
And the Blue Jays won that game on April 29th against the Yankees, and Romero was certainly pumped up. Inside the numbers indeed. At the new Yankee Stadium, Romero likes it. 3-1 high ERA, but opponents only hit .221 against him. And Sabathia's last 4 starts against Toronto, 4-0, 2.15, and the Blue Jays hit just .175 against him. Now the Yankees are going to try to get some home cooking and enjoy that home cooking, but that has not been the case so far this year at Yankee Stadium. They usually dominate at home. We'll explore the difference this year next on segment 2 on My Nine. Game set coming up here at Yankee Stadium. Yankee Stadium is always a stranglehold for the Yankees. They want to win big at home. It's always been a great home field advantage, whether you take the subway or the car, but not this year. They've lost 7 of the last 9 games here in the Bronx. 28 games, they're 15-13 overall, and they played the second most home games in Major League Baseball. Only the Royals have played more, and they only have 20 home games in August and September combined. Now, the fact that they haven't played that well here, how important is that to Joe Girardi?
I think it's important to get back to winning series, especially here at Yankee Stadium. And we seem to play a little bit better on the road, so maybe the road trip will be a really good thing for us. I can't tell you. But you'd like to get back to the type of baseball that we're used to playing at home.
And one of the keys is to stop Jose Bautista. He had a home run yesterday. He's going to be facing CC Sabathia today. He's yet to get a hit against Sabathia. 0 for 11. Lineups, first pitch, baseball next.
Wow. Hang on, let me see if I can flag him down.
First pitch by CC Sabathia is a strike, and we are underway here at the stadium. The Yankees and the Blue Jays. Yunel Escobar, who batted cleanup yesterday, leads off for the Blue Jays. And the big left-hander deals. Buzzed him inside. 1-1. Blue Jays 24 and 23. The Yankees 25 and 21. And the 1-1. Inside 2-1. They play Escobar in the outfield in right center with the center fielder Granderson shallow, shaded that way. And a fly ball to right field. Nick Swisher will put it away for the first out. Let's see the entire Blue Jays starting lineup, brought to you by Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. We just saw Escobar. He leads off, plays shortstop. Corey Patterson in left. Jose Bautista is in right. Juan Rivera, the first baseman, cleans up. J.P. Arancibia, the catcher, will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing second base, Aaron Hill. Edwin Encarnacion, the DH, at seventh. Batting eighth and playing center field, Rajay Davis. And John McDonald at third base is going to bat ninth. And here's Corey Patterson. And there's breaking ball strike. John Hirschbeck is the home plate umpire, so he usually has a little bit of a generous strike zone.
It's little up in the booth. When you're down there, it's really, really big, to tell you the truth.
Pitchers love it. Breaking ball inside. Patterson, 2 hits in his last 10 at bats. You want to keep him on base. He can run. Hammered foul. Let's look at the numbers on CC Sabathia. Last 3 years, he's been 4-3 after 10 starts, so nothing different there. Good ERA, a hit per inning, 59 strikeouts, 21 walks. Opponents hitting .257 against him, and he definitely does heat up as the weather heats up. 0-1-2. Checks with him 2-2.
He's such a workhorse of a pitcher too. That you just see that you know, he's back on track. There's no doubt about it. He had a couple tough outings in Texas and Boston, but last time out, 8 shutout innings. More help than expected. I mean, you came into the season knowing CC's your -- hoping that A.J. Burnett has a great year, but the rest of the rotation has really thrown the ball well. And home sweet home, CC is 19-5 with a little bit over a 3 ERA. We're here at the new stadium.
And that ERA just went down a bit as Patterson strikes out. The pitcher scouting report was brought to you by your Tri-State Ford dealers. That's not exactly where he wanted it.
No, but that pitch was set up. I mean, that was a breaking ball that ended up over the middle of the plate, but he had just busted him in hard with a fastball. And as a left-handed hitter, you start to open that front shoulder, which gives you give up on that breaking ball.
Here's Bautista, leads the majors in home runs, has yet to pick up a hit against Sabathia. He's 0 for 11 lifetime against the Yankee left-hander.
Michael, we talked about in the pregame that will he go after Bautista? Well, these are the times that you will go after Bautista, and you've had good success. Nobody's on base, 2 outs. Right there, you go right after him. It's a little cut fastball.
Leads the American League in average in home runs and second in RBIs to the Red Sox, Adrian Gonzalez. So he's putting up a triple crown contending year. There's
Rustling in with the fastball first pitch, then he's gone to 2 off-speed pitches. Different velocity on both of them, but both breaking balls.
Let's see if he goes with the changeup away. Crowd looking for the strikeout. And the 1-2. Grounded sharply to Alex Rodriguez. And a 1-2-3 inning for CC Sabathia as he retires the Blue Jays in order. Blue Jays nothing. Yankees coming to bat. DH Derek Jeter leads off. Batting second, playing center field, Curtis Granderson. Mark Teixeira at first base will hit third. Cleaning up and playing third base, Alex Rodriguez. Robinson Cano at second base bats fifth. Batting sixth and catching, Russell Martin. Nick Swisher's in right field. He'll bat seventh. 2 days off for him. Brett Gardner in left field will play against the left-hander. He'll bat eighth. And batting ninth and playing shortstop is Eduardo Nunez. Let's take a look at the numbers on Ricky Romero. Romero 4-4 in 9 starts, 3.10, 46 hits in 58 innings, 57 strikeouts, 20 walks. Opponents hit 214 against him. Take a look at the Toronto Blue Jays pitcher scouting report brought to you by Delta. Keep climbing.
Boy, he's tougher on righties, which is very unusual for a left-handed pitcher. But, I mean, we talked about Ricky Romero. He has good stuff. I mean, he's a solid starter. 13-9 in 09, 14-9 in last year. He's off to a good start also this year. Back-to-back gems. He's coming off of 2 of his best outings of the year. So the Yankees better be ready.
So Derek Jeter gets half a day off with the DH, and that's what Girardi has been doing against left-handers. He's sitting down Posada, and he'll give A-Rod a day at the DH, Jeter a day at the DH, keep their bat in the lineup, and keep them off the field. And the pitch to Jeter is up and away. Derek is 10 for his last 31, hitting 261 overall. He's 25 hits, away from 3,000. The 1-0. 2-0.
You see the first 2 pitches. Ricky Romero, I mean, you look at him, you would go up to bat with no scouting report. Well, this is a guy who probably throws a lot of sliders, good breaking ball, likes his fastball, tries to get ahead early in the count with his fastball, not afraid to go after hitters.
Count 3-0 on Jeter.
And Michael, I said in the scouting report, back-to-back gems. I mean, he's only allowed 1 run in his last 2 games, 16 innings, 1 run.
Derek takes a strike. Derek's been great in his first plate appearance of games this year. 15 for 39, that's 385. But after that, 228. The 3-1. Dribbled slowly toward third. McDonald fields and gets Jeter for the first out.
You know, Matthew asked Derek Jeter. Those are the frustrating at-bats. I mean, you get ahead in the count, you're going to get a fastball, a guy that'll challenge you with your fastball, you get a good pitch to hit, and you kind of just roll over it. And those are the at-bats as a hitter that kind of drive you crazy because you're in a good position to hit to really drive one.
Well, here's Curtis Granderson. The Yankees lost last night's game 7-3, and Granderson scored all 3 runs. And Robinson Cano drove in all 3 runs. Check this out, Paul. The first time in franchise history that the Yankees scored 3 or more runs in a game with one player scoring all of the runs and another counting for all of the RBIs. That one's popped up. McDonald is there for the second out. Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by your local Lexus dealer.
It's the first time in history?
First time in history.
No, I'm just wondering who keeps that? I mean,
I looked it up all last night.
From?
I have some dusty
What does
books.
it even mean?
It is amazing that that stat is kept somewhere.
Yeah.
On some computer chip. Teixeira checks a swing pitch inside. 1-0.
You know, now you're really getting amazed when you're talking about a computer chip. That really blows my mind. That's even tougher than the stat.
Well, I mean, you're a guy who still, you put quarters in your cell phone. You got a big time cell phone.
That's why my pockets hang so low, right?
You have not embraced the technological advancements. 2-1. You get the iPad yet?
My wife has one. The only problem is I never know the password. I can't get on and use the thing. Well, the computer still can't hit a baseball, so that's, I guess, it didn't help me. Good piece of hitting there.
Teixeira punches it the other way for a 2-out single. Now, as a right-handed hitter, he'll go the other way. As a left-handed hitter, he's dead pull, so you saw there was no shift. And he took an up and away pitch and went the other way.
You see, that's a very hard swing for Teixeira because he kind of bails with his front hip, which means, you know, he really wants to drive the ball and pull it. But he waited for that ball to get real deep. Drove it to right field. See, he's a power hitter. You see those hips open up, but when you let the ball travel that far, that deep into your stance, you can still take it to right field.
So Teixeira at first, Rodriguez at the plate. Now Alex has the highest batting average of any regular Yankee player at 289. Been red hot of late, 15 hits in his last 30 at bats. Against Toronto this year, Alex has struggled. 2 for 15 with 7 strikeouts. That's 133. Last 7 games overall, 484. Count 2-1.
Almost had movement like it was a changeup, but it's 92 miles an hour. Again, this is a guy that's got good stuff, and every once in a while the ball will just move just because of the velocity and the way he released it. Good break.
2-2. That almost looked like a change the way he held it.
Change up grip there. Good downward movement, no doubt about that.
Swing and a miss. Same pitch as Rodriguez down on strikes. No runs you hit, no errors. 1 man left. We played 1. There's no score on my 9. brought to you in part by Volvo. Pay nothing to repair or maintain your new Volvo for the first 5 years. Volvo for life. The membership reward from American Express, the social currency. And by Delta. Keep climbing. Juan Rivera digs in to start the second inning. And the first pitch is a strike. Rivera, Aaron Sebia, and Aaron Hill. 4, 5, and 6 in the aura against the Yankee lefty. That one is driven deep to left field. Going back, Gardner, and that ball's going to be off the wall. Gardner plays it beautifully and fires into first, or second, and then first, holding Rivera to a single. Boy, did he play that well.
Well, I'll tell you what, as a hitter, every once in a while, even when you hit a ball hard for a hit, you're a little frustrated, and this is the time. I mean, this ball is hit right on the nose. The only problem was he didn't elevate it high enough. And it's not like he watched it. It went off the ball, went off the top of the wall. Brett Gardner gets a great carom. Make matters worse, Cano even tried to throw him out at first. It's a long single, I'd say, right?
Long single. Here's JP Arancibia. He has a 4-game hitting streak. He might have himself a double play here. There's one. And there's two. 6-4-3 double play.
Talk about, a difference that a foot can make. Rivera hits a ball off the top of the wall, could easily be 1-0. Next pitch, double play, 2 outs, nobody on base. Sebia had a big night last night, 4 RBIs. See the tailor-made easy double play.
And they took their time with the catcher running. And here's that ball off the wall. How high? Maybe about 2 feet. Pitch to Aaron Hill. Is the strike. There's a scoreboard brought to you by Honda. See your Honda dealer and discover the great values now being offered. There's no score. Each team with a hit. Aaron Hill got a big hit yesterday. Broke a 3-3 tie. Bases loaded single that drove in one. There's a slow roller up the third baseline, but it kicks foul. Hill, a .250 hitter. He's 14 for his last 54.
We talked a little bit about Toronto. Everybody talks about Bautista, but the other supporting guys around, you've had a lot of injuries. Aaron Hill's been injured. It's Adam Lynn's not playing right now, who's their big left-hander, that can hit some home runs. So, their arms have been good. They just got to get healthy. This lineup is pretty strong. They're a pretty good team. In a lot of divisions, it'd be something to reckon with. Tough to really compete in the American League East.
And you know what? They're right there, too. It's amazing.
Game and a half back, right?
And the entire division is bunched up. From first to last. Nobody's running away with anything. The Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays lost last night along with the Yankees. And the Blue Jays got a win.
If you think about it, you bring in, a new manager, John Farrell, ex-pitching coach. There are your standings, how, Michael said, how bunched up it was. Pretty smart when you think about it. He comes from the American League East. He's been around this division, knows what it's going to take to win in a division like this. So
that one's driven deep to left field. Going back is Gardner on the run, and he makes the play. Taking an extra base hit away from Hill. 2 outstanding defensive plays by Brett Gardner in 1 inning. Now we'll go to the bottom of the second. 0-0. matinee in the Bronx. Complete coverage on the Yes Network starts at 12:30. Tri-State Ford pregame. Then Paul and I are back with all the action. Blue Jays and the Yankees all start tomorrow at 12:30. It's only on Yes. Robinson Cano leads off. That's over his head and to the backstop.
Every once in a while you see a ball that just gets away. I don't know about that one.
That's kind of weird.
That is
That's headed right to his back. Cano with the 3 RBIs yesterday. Popped up. And the catch is made by Patterson. Now, you were talking earlier, Paul, about the advantage of having a guy like Farrell take over as manager of the Blue Jays. It makes sense.
It really does. I mean, he's been in the American League East. He understands this division. He's an ex-pitching coach, has worked, he's got young arms here to try to bring along and get this team ready to compete in the American League East. So a lot of thought behind bringing in a guy, an ex-pitching coach, and a guy that has been associated with the American League East for years.
And he also knows the state secrets of one of the teams that you're going to be chasing all the time, the Red Sox.
Right.
Russell Martin takes outside. That one's driven deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. Long home run. Russell Martin. Yankees lead 1-0.
Well, Michael, we finally had a no-doubter. A couple off the top of the wall, one to the wall. Last night, Derek Jeter hit a ball to the wall. Russell Martin knew off the bat where this ball was ending up.
Swisher wraps one to left field. Patterson is there and hauls it in for the second out. Let's take one more look at tonight's sweet swing of the game, brought to you by Hershey Park. This was a sweet swing.
Wow, fastball. I mean, a lot of these guys coming up looking at that fastball. Romero likes it. Up in the zone. Boom. Not much you can say about that one right off the bat. They didn't even give you long enough time to call that one, Michael. That ball was out of here.
That was quick. On the scoreboard, it's 1-0 Yankees over the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the second. Count 1-0. That home run by Russell Martin, the Yankees 72nd as a team, and it leads all of Major League Baseball. They've homered in 36 of their 47 games, and for Russell Martin, it's his 9th home run of the year. There's a strike, count 2-1. Gardner's been one of the Yankees' hottest hitters. He's 10 for 28, 274 overall.
And he showed what he could do defensively in the first inning. I mean, that's just, he has a lot to add to this team. Other than when he is hitting, obviously he adds a lot more because he can steal bases and score runs.
And as you can see, he was 5 for 11 lifetime against Romero. So rather than going with Andrew Jones, who they played against most lefties, they decided to keep the red-hot Gardner in there because the stats almost call for it.
I'll tell you, the fans are going to get a shot at somebody can run if he hits one to left center here. There's a left fielder playing way in, big open gap in left field. The problem, the left field here, boy, if that ball gets out here, we get to just sit back and watch a guy who can really run those bases.
He's got some power that way, Paul. They're really playing him shallow. And the center fielder, Rajay Davis, is shallow as well. Here's the payoff. outside, ball 4. Ball gets past Arancibia, but Gardner will stay at first with the 2-out walk. Hey, congratulations to the Hard Rock Cafe, celebrating 40 years. That's right. And tonight they had Rita Gilligan, an original Hard Rock waitress, here to celebrate. And they also sent you up some food, Paul.
It's always for me. I like that. I appreciate celebrations. We should celebrate with food, right?
And there's a Hard Rock here in Yankee Stadium.
All I got to say, folks, is it looked better than that. There's a few things missing. Somebody's already had their hand in the cookie jar right here.
I'm not going to say who it is, but it's an important person. Here's Eduardo Nunez. There's a strike. Listen, when you're the boss, you can eat whatever you want.
Absolutely. Go back to that. It was an original waitress?
An original waitress. Rita Gilligan. So that was 40 years ago. Wow. That one is chopped to short. Escobar will go the short way, and that will do it. But the Yankees get on the board. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 1 man left. That 1 hit off the bat of Russell Martin. It's his 9th home run of the year. No doubt about it. We played 2 at the stadium. Yankees lead 1-0. One nothing, and as we move along here in the inning, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by Hyundai. It's time to join the movement. Here's Edwin Encarnacion. And there's a strike. Bottom third of the order for the Blue Jays. Encarnacion, Davis, and McDonald. How about the Indians beating the Red Sox yesterday? Asdrubal Cabrera, another big hit. There's a grounded to Nunez, nice hop. And they actually swept your Cincinnati Reds over the weekend in interleague play.
In Cincinnati, too. It's really an amazing story because a lot of teams that have had, down years like the Indians have, they go out and make a couple big trades, bring in. They really haven't done much. And that now they're, they're with injuries to some of their better players right now, they're still winning. And it'd be really nice to see that city embrace winning again because, Jacobs Field at one time, as you remember, Michael, was one of the most energetic, fun places to play. And over the past, 10 years or so, it's really gone the other way.
Grounded past to diving Nunez, a base hit for Davis. Well, one time, Paul, they had 455 straight sellouts.
Yeah.
They had a nice crowd
Jacobs,
yesterday.
right?
No, now it's Progressive.
Every time I throw a ballpark out there, it kind of ages me because, when you haven't played in the park in a while and they rename it a different name, that means you haven't been there in a while, right?
Well, you can feel comfortable. This is Yankee Stadium.
This is Yankee Stadium,
yes,
yeah. But it's new, too.
Across the street from where you used to play, but it's the same name. Here's John McDonald with a runner on first base. Davis is a threat to run. Well, the Indians have the best record in baseball. Pretty hard to believe. And they have the biggest lead of any team in any division. There's a strike. There's the old Yankee Stadium. They made a beautiful park out of that.
Right there.
There's a lot of fields there as well. You're just seeing one of them. Well, that's right field, what you're seeing right now.
I'm looking at that. I got a little tear in my eye. You know?
Want to go out there tomorrow and play catch?
You and I have a catch out in the old Yankee Stadium?
That'd be great.
Huh?
Swisher makes the play. That'd be like a Field of Dreams thing.
Cool.
Oh, we'll do it. I'll bring the glove.
I just want to throw one hard at you and see if you can catch it. Huh?
This is where you made your living, right on there.
Oh, now I'm playing second base. Right field's over here, man.
At the old stadium, this is all right field. Because we're looking that way. Here's Yunel Escobar. I'll tell you one thing, I was looking around at all the parks that were built in the area where the parking lots used to be. And, I mean, what great facilities, great soccer fields. I mean, they're always built by kids. I mean, look at that. It's outstanding. Really beautiful to see that came to be.
It really doesn't matter what sports you're interested in. I mean, you come here, there's basketball courts, there's baseball fields, there's soccer.
There's almost a pickoff.
Wow. That was impressive how you went straight into that, Michael. Let's see how
leaning.
close. Whoa, he was more than leaning. Good throw probably had him. That's the problem when you see Teixeira had to reach so high that he couldn't get the tag down in time.
The 1-0. Grounded up the middle. And off the glove of Cano, it trickles into center field. Rajai Davis will stop at third. And the throw comes into second, so a base hit for Escobar.
You know, every ball, that ball was hit hard. The ball was hit up the middle. You see Robbie playing in double play, but again, tough hop. You expect Robbie, he's so good defensively, you expect him to catch everything. That's a tough play. But then I was watching Davis as he rounded second. I mean, some guys just look like they want to run. Rajai Davis looks like he just doesn't want to stop. He just wants to keep running. And he's got wheels, too. Look, the ball's in the infield already, and he still wants to run.
So first and third with 2 outs. Yankees leading 1-0. We're in the top of the third. Here's Corey Patterson. 1-0.
Patterson, another guy that good speed. You know, you think about Toronto, they play 81 games on AstroTurf. Speed can help you defensively in the outfield.
High fly ball. Right field and out of play. New York Yankees baseball is broadcast in Spanish. It's available by hitting the SAP button on your television. SAP is brought to you by Toyota. Why do so many car companies compare themselves to Toyota? Come see for yourself at your local Toyota dealer today. One count on Patterson. Pitch outside. 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
You know, you look at Patterson and you talk about his speed, and you'd like to see him, you know, use the left side of the field, drive, you know, balls up the middle. But once in a while, guys like this kind of come out of their comfort zone and kind of overswing. And
there's a line drive, base hit to right field. That's going to score Rajai Davis. Yunel Escobar will go to third. It's an RBI single for Patterson, and we're tied at 1.
Well, these are the kind of hits that, you know, if you're a New York Yankee fan, that you're hoping that the Yankees start putting together. And And again, I'm talking about overswinging. I mean, this is an 0-0 count, and you see that just trying to do too much. I mean, Patterson is a singles hitter, and he kind of just shortened up his swing. Ball down in the zone. Line drive. But if you've got speed, you've got to use it. You can't miss pitches trying to, hit home runs and pop them up.
Now you have to deal with Bautista with 2 runners on base. And there's a strike. Bautista grounded out to third. That was in the first inning. So he's 0 for 12 lifetime against Sabathia.
4 consecutive off-speed pitches to Bautista, including last at bat. At 5. And you see that coming into the game that he busted into the first pitch he saw, threw it hard inside, and everything else has been change-ups or breaking balls. It must be his game plan for Bautista not to give him a fastball.
Did he hold up? No, he did not. Could not check his swing on the high fastball. So Bautista is down on strikes. But the Blue Jays tied the score 1 run on 3 hits with 2 left as he went around, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Are tied at 1, top of the Yankee order against Ricky Romero, Jeter, Granderson, and Teixeira. Blue Jays with 4 hits, the Yankees with 2. And the first pitch is outside. Jeter grounded to third. That was in the first inning. Count 1-1. Looks like he changed his speeds on his changeup.
Yeah, I mean, he had so much movement. We called one a breaking ball. I mean, he's got a great changeup, but he backs it. He's very proud of his fastball, which makes that changeup even better. I mean, he's a #1 starter. I mean, he started opening day for him. I mean, this is a guy that you're going to build a rotation around. He's not going to be your 4th or 5th guy.
Pitch is high.
First left-hander to start for the Toronto Blue Jays since. What do you think, Mike? Last lefty.
Last lefty to start opening day for them?
Yeah. The buddy of ours.
Leiter started opening day?
Oh, no. Boomer Wells.
Oh.
David Wells.
I didn't realize that David started opening day for them. Yeah,
Right,
when he traded for Clemens. Okay. Swing and a miss. There's that pitch.
Again, good changeup.
Fans, now's your chance to take on Russ, brought to you by Toyota. If you could combine a week's vacation with going to a Major League game, which city would you choose? Would it be A, Anaheim, B, Miami, C, San Diego, D, San Francisco, E, Toronto? Text A, B, C, D, or E to 70377 or go to my9tv.com. Find out the results right after the game. It's Take on Russ, brought to you by Toyota. My first two choices weren't even up there.
I was going to say, that
Chicago
list.
Chicago and Boston.
Chicago and Boston are great in the summer.
Right.
Now, we're talking, April, we want to go to Anaheim or San Diego, right?
I guess. Miami's great.
Miami's awesome. We could do like an exhibition series like in Cabo or something. How about that? You and I.
All right. We'll have to get the team to follow us.
We landed in Mexico once, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And that was when the Yankees played the Padres. Right. In an exhibition series at the beginning of the year. And the bus almost tilted. Well, it did tilt.
Almost not. It tilted.
That's a nice piece of hitting by Granderson. Lines it into the gap in left center. Davis uses his speed and holds it to a single.
Again, Curtis Granderson, I mean, he's been locked in. He's been an offensive thing. But again, against lefties, look how that front shoulder stays in. Can't do anything better as a left-hand hitter to stay in there and drive that ball the other way or up the middle. Don't have to don't have to worry about hitting home runs every time up, especially against a tough lefty. Stays with it. You see nothing's coming out of that.
So runner on first, that's going to bring up Teixeira. He singled to right center. That was in the first inning. Pitch is high. What was your favorite city to visit on the American League circuit?
You know, once I was out there, I always liked going to Anaheim. I thought it was a fun ballpark to play in. You know, it was a good team. We had good games out there, and the weather's always perfect. You know,
but getting there was not fun.
Yeah, getting there was the tough part. I love Chicago during the summer. You're right, great city.
Yankees get to go to Chicago twice this year. Once to play the Cubs, and then a 4-game set against the White Sox. And they visit your hometown, Cincinnati.
I'll be there. I got 3 home games this year.
That's right.
I've already invited most of the staff over.
I didn't get that
You
invite.
didn't get it yet? Change your address?
No.
No.
I don't think Neville wants us getting mud on the rugs and stuff.
We're back to that. It's been a long time. She'll never live that down.
Count 3-1.
It's funny you bring up that story because Mattingly was still here during that time. And I remember, you know, it was kind of a joke, you know, you're going to do the pregame from the deck and everything because nobody wants you in. But Mattingly, the next series I saw him, and he's like, you know, I could do something from the deck. Why can't I have that job? And now he's managing in L.A.
That ball was dropped on the transfer. So the out is made at second, and Teixeira will reach on the fielder's choice to score that 6-4.
Again, the biggest part of a double play, tough one there because it's thrown and you know you've got Granderson coming in hard. Well, pretty good throw, but it just getting that ball out of the glove.
Boy, Escobar has a lot of range. That ball's hitting the hole and he gets in front of it. Here's Alex Rodriguez, struck out in the first inning. Alex against Romero, 4 for 20 with 6 strikeouts. He looked uncomfortable in the first inning. 1-1 bottom of the third.
I tell you what, you really have to watch what you call his pitch. That first pitch was another changeup. It almost has movement like a breaking ball. It is breaking that much, and then he busts him in with the 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
And there's about a 10-mile separation between the 94-mile-an-hour fastball, 84, 85-mile-an-hour change, and he does change speeds on the change, so it kind of keeps you off balance. Wants the fastball, shakes it off.
Back to third fastball you're going to see inside.
Missed with it in the count 3-1.
Always like pitchers that establish that fastball early in the game, because as a hitter it's always in your mind. You know, if you get jammed or you see a couple hard fastballs, you always go up to the plate remembering that fastball, because you never want to get beat on the fastball. See that A-Rod a little frustrated, swings at his fastball out of the zone. That ball was 92 because he couldn't put a little sink on. That ball wasn't his four-seamer.
Runner will go, and that one's punched to right field, the base hit. Teixeira going did not want to tempt fate by running on Bautista's arm, so he stopped at second.
Bautista, one of the better right fielders in the game, and he doesn't get enough credit because he's such a great offensive player. But with 2 outs, Teixeira does the right thing. Bautista's got a great arm, got to the ball quick. Really good piece of hit by Alex Rodriguez.
So here's Cano. The first pitch that he saw today went right to his 24 on his back, and just got out of the way of it.
Really strange, and believe me, as a hitter, you don't forget it. You go up there and you will love these opportunities, because you know you want to show that pitcher that he did not intimidate you. But that was a strange pitch. It didn't have the tail on it that a lefty's ball usually was when they lose it. It was just okay. Picked up a different target.
And after that pitch, he then swung and fouled out to it. Not, it just flew out to, flied out to, let me get that right, flied out to left field. But so he didn't get him back that time. But now he's got an opportunity with runners in scoring position. Cano hitting .263 in these situations this year. This is the Yankees' first at bat with runners in scoring position tonight. Oh, nice play there by Rivera. Almost seemed like it was by accident.
Yeah.
And he retires Cano for the final out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We played 3. It's a 1-1 game on my 9. Volkswagen dealers. Visit VWDealer.com. Who are the 3 pitchers from the 1992 World Champion Blue Jays to win at least 45 games with the Yankees? I know one. Juan Rivera, who made the final out of the bottom of the 3rd, leads off. What do you think of this play, Paul?
Well, it looks like a guy who's a left fielder that's been thrown at first base that is very happy that that ball ended up in his glove, because you could see his eyes weren't really following the ball.
And following that one as it's wrapped into right center field. It splits the outfielders. It's going to go to the wall. And Rivera picks up his 2nd hit of the night against Sabathia.
Juan Rivera has always been able to hit lefties, and that's why he's been able to stay with pretty good teams and have the career that he had, because he can always handle even the better lefties. You see why. Take the ball the other way, quick enough inside to pull it. Something about that sound of that bat and the ball that still sounds good, Michael.
It did to him, not to CeCe. Here's a JP Arancibia, and there's a strike. 1-1 on the Nissan scoreboard, and that scoreboard is brought to you by Nissan. Get holiday bonus cash through Memorial Day weekend at Nissan's National Tent event. And the 0-1. Foul back. Blue Jays with 5 hits, the Yankees with 4. Now Sabathia is used to run support. He has the highest run support per start in the major leagues. Yankees score him 7 runs per game. And that's a base hit to left center field. Juan Rivera will round 3rd. He'll score easily. Granderson gets the ball in. It's an RBI single for Arancibia, and it's a 2-1 Blue Jay lead.
We talked about it last night. Arancibia had some big hits last night with runners in scoring position. You see this ball's down and in. Didn't even sound good, but he stayed with it. Got just enough of it to get it over Derek Jeter's head. Everything kind of, it just had a bite on it. Just every once in a while, as a hitter, you put a swing on a ball and you just find a hole.
Here's Aaron Hill. And there's a strike.
We're seeing a lot of good swings off CC Sabathia tonight, but to me, it is, you know, he's not setting up his breaking ball with his fastball by him being able to throw good fastballs on the outside and inside corner. He's not setting up his breaking ball.
Pop foul.
Don't see a lot of games where he comes out this early in the game and see this many balls hit hard. You know, off the top of the wall, out in the gap, to the wall. Not his typical outing so far. Larry Rothschild thinks, you know, CC Sabathia night, this is usually a pretty easy night for him. As we mentioned, Boston and Texas had 2 rough outings, and then last time out in Baltimore had probably his best outing of the year with 8 scoreless innings.
Well, the real interesting thing about CC is even when he doesn't have great stuff or great command, he battles and keeps the team in it. He doesn't unravel. Other pitchers unravel. He'll always give you a chance to win. Count 1 and 2. .44 pitches, so he's thrown a lot of strikes, but they haven't been great strikes for him. 33 strikes, 11 balls. That one is lofted to right field. Giving chase is Swisher, who make the play for the first time.
Another breaking ball, and you see a lot of these guys are on CC's breaking ball, which, you know, obviously if you're getting a lot of hits up on your breaking ball, you don't have your sharp breaking ball, or you're getting the ball out over the plate too much. The ball just kind of hangs there. Think you can hit that in slow motion, Michael?
No.
not even slow motion.
Yeah.
Huh? Wow, do stink.
Thanks. Now, you played a lot of sports, and I've always said that I believe that the single most difficult thing to do in all of professional sports is to hit a baseball.
You know, I believe me, there were nights where I thought it was impossible. It wasn't just hard. So, you know, I guess I'm partial because I played baseball, so I do know the movement and how quick you have to make decisions.
That one is looped into right field for a base hit off the bat of Encarnacion. Arancibia will go to third, and the Blue Jays have runners on the corners with one out.
And sometimes you do make good pitches and bad things happen to you as a pitcher. This is a pretty good pitch. Down low. Encarnacion didn't hit it hard, or it probably would have been caught. Just a little looper out to right field. And again, Michael, you said CC will continue to battle, try to get the big outs.
Now Girardi will jog out to the mound. Now usually if it's a mechanical thing, they'll have Rothschild go out. I don't think this is any strategic trip. So you wonder why Girardi is out there. John Hirschbeck will bring it up. Maybe they're thinking, what do we do if Encarnacion goes? Do we throw through? We've got Arancibia, who's a catcher at third.
Which, you know, a lot of times, you know, Alex Rodriguez, you see, is going to play fairly shallow. The infield might be in a step. If a ball's hit hard with Davis' speed, you might see a play at the plate. Just, you know, a thought, because Davis is very, very fast, very hard to double up.
And also you have to watch out for the bunt, because Davis can bunt. And that's how John Farrell manages his team. Dribble slowly foul. Earlier this year, Toronto actually squeezed against the Yankees. There was John McDonald, and this was a safety squeeze, and it was beautifully done. And a big play in that game.
Yeah, winning that game, right?
Yep. That one is punched out to right field. Almost the same sort of hit. That's going to score a run. Encarnacion will go to third, RBI single for Davis, and the Blue Jays lead 3-1. They're not exactly tearing the cover off the ball.
No, you see the reactions of the guys getting to first base, and they're kind of smiling, knowing it wasn't their best swing. This ball's right off the end of the bat. Again, sometimes you make good pitches and bad things happen. Davis stays with it just enough to right off the end of the bat.
Now here's John McDonald, and that's who laid down that safety squeeze that we just saw up in Toronto. He's a very good bunter, good situational player, handles the bat well. First and third with one out, and he bunts. It's the safety squeeze. A run scores, and when the ball's dropped at first, so everybody's safe. Throw to third, he's in there as well, and the Blue Jays lead 4-1.
You know, you almost had a feeling that McDonald was going to do that on his own. It's just an easy way to get a run in. Good bunt. You know, obviously you've got to take outs when they give them to you. And Rajai Davis, I tell you what, he can run. He saw that ball on the ground for an instant, and he ended up at third base. You know, this is not a squeeze bunt. Runner is not on his way, but Teixeira to make that transition and get to home, just a good, smart baseball play. Close his club too soon. That's you don't see that very often from Rob.
So that's a sacrifice, an RBI, and an E4 for Cano. It is his 5th error this year. He made 3 all of last year, and the Yankee defense has not been that sharp. Last year he was almost flawless in the field, and that's far from what he's been this year. So back to the top of the lineup at Yunel Escobar. And he bunts. CeCe's going to field that. Fire to first. Holds the runner at third.
You know, know, Escobar's got to be a little disappointed with Davis's speed. As soon as he sees this ball down, I think you see right there, he was kind of caught in between, not thinking about what Escobar was thinking about. Just kind of surprised and did not get off of as a runner at third base, you want to continue to walk as that ball is being thrown home, so you're always on your front foot, and you're going to home plate.
Now, the error that Cano made is the 10th error that the Yankees have had with CC on the mound this year. That's the most of any pitcher in baseball. And CC's had 3 of them himself. Pitch to Patterson. Outside 1-0.
Yeah, those aren't suicide squeeze bunts. I mean, the runners aren't running. They're safety squeeze. It's a smart way to score an extra run. And I think that he caught his own player by surprise on third base.
Now, the safety squeeze could be called by Butterfield.
Oh, yeah, it can be called, but
I think the McDonald one could have been called. I'm not sure that one was.
Yeah, I think both of them are just the players running.
Really?
I really
Okay.
do. I think they're trying to. I think McDonald knows he's good at it, and McDonald pushed it to first base, which is an easier way to safety squeeze. Where Escobar got the ball right back to the pitcher, where you need to get a good jump on it.
Now, for those that don't know the difference between a safety and a suicide, safety, the bunt is laid down, then you come home. Suicide, you start to come home as the pitch is being delivered, and you must get the bunt down, otherwise you're a dead duck at home.
You also, it's a dangerous play because there's usually a sign that the hitter will give back to the third base coach, knowing that he has a safety squeeze, because the last thing you want to do as a runner when you're moving and running is to see a guy, suicide squeeze, is to see him swing away. So it becomes like a double sign. You get a sign from the third base coach, and you also see the player at the plate give a sign back that he does have it.
Now the bases are loaded for Jose Bautista. A rough inning for CC Sabathia. Started with a double, single, couple of bloop singles, a bunt in E4, a walk, and now Bautista. 4-1 Toronto over the Yankees. Davis at third, McDonald at second, and Patterson at first.
You talk about big times in the game, and I mean, here's your power hitter, the best hitter in the American League right now. Bases loaded, have an opportunity to stay in this game.
And they will with that ground ball to Nunez. They go to short way for the force, and that will do it. 3 runs for the Blue Jays. 3 runners left. 4-1 Blue Jays. We'll show you the question one more time. Who are the 3 pitchers from the '92 World Champion Blue Jays to win at least 45 games with the Yankees? One of them is David Cone.
Coney.
Let's see who else. Jimmy Key and David Wells.
I forgot about Jimmy Key.
He won Game 6 in 1996. As the Yankees got a championship. Here's Russell Martin. Joe Romero has a 4-1 lead on the Nissan scoreboard. Brought to you by Nissan. Get holiday bonus cash through Memorial Day weekend at Nissan's National Tent event. The 0-1. 1-1. So you see now if Romero will pitch differently, with breathing room for him. Doesn't have to be perfect. And a strike.
Well, it could have been a lot of breathing room. You got bases loaded with Bautista up there. Since he makes a good pitch and gets out of it, could have busted this game wide open.
Now, Paul mentioned that Romero is a #1 type starter. 70 career starts, 31 and 22. Only 2 pitchers who debuted with Toronto won more than 31 of their first 70 starts. And they are Pat Henkin, who was 36 and 23, and Juan Guzman, who was 33 and 10.
2 good pitchers. Pat Henkin won the Cy Young while he was up in Toronto.
Swing and a miss. There's that off speed. As Martin down on strikes. Suit Up, New York. How I Met Your Mother is on My 9 5 nights a week. It's all about a man, his search to find his future wife, and the wild adventures his friends have along the way. It's one of TV's best comedies. How I Met Your Mother, weeknights at 7 and 7:30 on My 9. Waiting for some customers there at the souvenir stand. People watching the game right now. Here's Nick Swisher after being sat for 2 days. He's back in the lineup. Had a fly ball in left field his first time up. Do you think that helps clear the mind?
I think at times, and I think the 2-day thing really helps. When everybody gets a day off now and then, but if you get 2 days off for some reason, it just seems like you've had a big break.
But how do you work the kinks out of your swing if you're sitting?
It's really not it's the manager's decision. Is this a mental thing, or is this just something mechanical? And mechanical, obviously, you're in the cage, you're working. Sometimes you just get worn out mentally, and you just need a little break.
Swisher is down on the ground ball short. Now, usually you get the 2 days off for a mental break, like tomorrow, because you know you have Thursday as an off day. Very rarely do you sit somebody down for 2 games, and that's what Swisher had.
Right.
And he had that against righties because he's really struggled from the left side. Now, if you're going to struggle as a switch hitter, that's not the side you want to struggle from, because 70% of all pitchers are right-handed. Here's Brett Gardner. And a strike from Romero. Gardner walked in the second inning. Gardner 5 for 11 with a double and a home run against Romero lifetime.
There's the breaking ball. We've seen so many changeups tonight when it gets in that count that you almost mistake for a breaking ball. But you see the breaking ball a little bit more break. But I tell you what, his changeup is very, very good.
1-1. Grounded to short. Escobar charges, fires, and they get the speedy Gardner for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. We played 4 at the stadium. 4-1 Toronto. Android or BlackBerry, get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. We go to the top of the 5th inning. It's 4-1 Toronto. And the first pitch is hammered foul by Juan Rivera. Rivera started the 4th inning with a double to right center. He's 2 for 2. As we move along here in the 5th, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by ING Direct. Save your money. Member FDIC. Boston leads Cleveland 2-1 bottom of the 3rd. Tampa Bay 3-1 over Detroit top of the 4th. One's popped up. And that'll be out of play. Some pink brush strokes over the left field grandstand in the sky. 3 colors out there.
You know why you notice that is because it's been gray everywhere so long that, you know, it's nice to see blue sky and pink clouds, whatever you call them, brush strokes.
Yeah.
Is that what you call them?
The 0-2. Grounded to 3rd. Alex Rodriguez gets a nice hop, uses the arm, and a stretch by Teixeira, 1 away. Let's check out the weather for a day like this. 75 degrees, which is great. Humidity 63%. Wind 10 miles per hour, and it's partly cloudy. Beautiful day in the city today. And Paul's right. It's just been so miserable that you get a day like this. You just cherish it. Tomorrow, which is a matinee here at the stadium, is supposed to be a beautiful day.
Is that right?
Yep. 81 degrees, no clouds.
We should set up a table. You know how you used to set up the table for like the old timers game?
Yeah.
You and I
Oh, down there?
Yeah, you and I at a table right by the on deck circle. Huh?
Good chance I'd get smoked and you wouldn't help out. We haven't seen you in an old timers day playing yet.
Yeah,
you have played?
Yeah, I got a hit. Yeah, I
That's
did.
it?
First pitch, I got a hit. Sure.
We'd be sitting right there.
Yeah.
On the table.
It'd be like spring training at Vero Beach. Remember that place?
Oh, that was scary. It
People,
was a great place.
Oh, it's an unbelievable place to play baseball. It just felt like spring training, but they just put benches out where the players sat with no protection, no dugouts, no nothing. And boy, I tell you what, you paid attention.
Now, all kidding aside, you've still got great reflex. If they said tomorrow, okay, you could have that table there and do the game there, would you do it without a screen?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I would pick my angle. I wouldn't be like right there where the foul balls are going to come whistling over my head. But, you know, I don't want to go there. But if I sat behind you and my head was behind your head, I wouldn't get hit.
But you don't want to go there. I'll be doing the game from up there.
Have you ever been up there?
That's where I used to sit my whole life. Last row of the upper deck, behind home plate. As a kid growing up. Fly ball center field. Granderson is there. 2 away.
I don't think I ever went up to the upper deck in Yankees in the old stadium or this one. The old stadium was much more up
steep.
and down, right?
Oh, yeah. You felt you were climbing a ladder rather than stairs.
It's a pretty ballpark. I don't know. Any angle you look at this new Yankee Stadium, it's a pretty ballpark.
Aaron Hill grounds one to Nunez. That'll do it. 1-2-3 inning. As CC rebounds from the rough 4th. We're halfway through. Blue Jays 4-1 over the Yankees on my 9. May 24th, 1936, Tony Lazzeri hits 3 home runs, including 2 grand slams, with an American League record 11 ribbies in the Yankees' 25-2 win over the Philadelphia Athletics.
Wow. That's quite a day.
Would you have been satisfied with 11 ribbies?
Yeah, I think so.
Now,
Yeah.
even if you were like 5 for 6 the last time you made it out.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's, well, 2 of them are grand slams. I mean, that's more than most people hit in a year anyway.
Hammered by Nunez, but right at McDonald for the first out. Romero grew up in California, actually East LA, went to Cal State Fullerton, and he helped the Titans win a national title in the 2004 College World Series. Helped the team beat Miami of Florida.
I got a story about Romero. You want to hear a story? You'll love this story.
Shoot.
Last year, he invites a girl for a date, right?
Right.
Asks her to come see him pitch.
Right.
Throws a complete game, 2 hits against the Yankees, wins. Well, it just happens to be Miss USA. They're still dating. My question to you is, if he gets hammered, gives up 8 runs, does she ever come back?
I don't know how you ball players play, but probably not. You're all very superstitious. Romero was the 6th overall pick in the 2005 draft. Signing bonus of $2.1 million, and he has slowly made his way up to the ace of this staff. Right back to Romero. And they retired Jeter, who was 0 for 3. Let's check out tonight's league leaders, brought to you by New York Lottery. Hey, you never know. With Granderson coming up to the plate, he is 3rd in the American League in slugging percentage. Jose Bautista, a big lead over everybody else. Then you've got Joyce, Granderson, Gonzalez, and Asdrubal Cabrera, who's been on fire of late for the Indians.
Did you tell me that Tony Lazzeri was 1937 or 36? He had 11 RBIs.
I believe it was 36.
Oh, 36. Okay.
There's a base hit past the diving hill. Another base hit for Granderson against a lefty.
You said it, Michael. I mean, he has really stayed in well on lefties all year. Drives the ball up the middle, just out of the reach. It's all about this front shoulder. See the front shoulder staying in there? It's not heading towards the dugout. It's the only way you can handle a ball away from a left-handed pitcher.
Granderson leads off first. Here's Teixeira.
Michael, the reason I asked you that, I'm not crazy. It's just, I thought, that might be one of those crazy years where he drove in 180 or something. At 1937, he only drove in 70 runs. I'm thinking, wow, but in 36, he did drive over 100 runs, 101 runs, 1/10 of them in one day.
Yeah, he needed that 11 RBI.
Yeah.
And that is not a reason why I would think you're crazy.
No?
No, there are many others, but not
start
that one.
somewhere else?
Yeah. It was 1936. Joe D. I think Lazzeri's on the right there, the 4 guys standing there.
So much is made about the Joe DiMaggio streak this year because it's kind of an anniversary. 70th anniversary. I've read an article in the paper about that. It's been a really cool time to be a kid, to pick up the paper, to hear on the radio if DiMaggio got a hit that day, and it's just very hard on a player to know that the whole country is waiting to see if you got a hit the night before.
I think it'd be harder now because there'd be so much media and ESPN and everything would be covered back then, you know, there were newspapers, there were a lot of them, and everybody was hanging on it, but I think there's a lot more pressure now. The 1-2. Do you think that's an unbreakable record, 56 in a row?
You know, I really do. I think there's two records that I think of that will not be broken, and that and Cal Ripken's consecutive game streak at this point. But
there's another one. I don't think anyone's going to win 500 games like Cy Young.
Yeah, I guess we could go to a few, but 56 games, it's the consistency of that. It just, I mean, you can go out and hit 4 balls hard and go over in baseball. That's just it's the way it is. It's not saying that you're consistently having good at bats. It's having good at bats, putting the ball in play, and hoping that it finds a hole for 56 consecutive days.
Picked off. And they get Granderson, and you don't want to be picked off when you're down by 3. You got your number 3 hitter up, and that's what happened with Granderson. Score a 1, 3, 4, and that's caught stealing because he didn't get into a rundown. We go to the 6, 4-1 Toronto. Mazda scoreboard, it's 4-1 Blue Jays over the Yankees. Mazda, zoom, zoom. Here's Edwin Encarnacion. And there's a strike. So after a rough 4th inning, CC retired the Blue Jays in order in the 5th. And the 0-1. Popped up. Martin near the Yankee dugout. We'll put it away. Starting Thursday, the Dr. Oz show is moving to weekdays at 4 p.m. on Fox 5. Don't miss the Dr. New York can't get enough of, from tips on living a healthier life to how to stay well into your old age. The Dr. Oz show for you at 4 p.m. weekdays starting Thursday on Fox 5.
I like Dr. Oz.
Do you?
Knows a lot of stuff.
The doctor.
Yeah.
Here's Rajay Davis. Driven to left field. Gardner is there. 2 away.
Well, a good start to the inning for CC Sabathia. He's got to try to save some pitches, obviously. He wants to go deep in the game, give the Yankees an opportunity to try to come back in this game.
Place looks great on a beautiful Tuesday evening. Here's John McDonald. outside.
Fastball count. Hitter knows it. CC knows it. Still couldn't put it in play. So, I mean, his stuff is there. It's just his breaking ball hasn't been as sharp as it has in the past. They've got a lot of hits. A couple cheap hits, granted. But again, still 4-1. Could have been a lot more.
Popped up. Giving chase is Swisher, and he makes the play. So Sabathia has retired 7 in a row. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Blue Jays 4, Yankees 1. A network ahead. To learn more, visit Verizon.com/GetBios, the New York Lottery, hey, you never know, and by Mazda. Zoom, zoom. First pitch to Teixeira is out of the strike zone. 1-0. Fouled away.
You kind of question how was Romero going to change now that he had the lead, and I mean, you see he's going right after hitters. Strike one, fastballs, not messing around. Going to make the Yankees beat him.
Also, we didn't have a chance to talk about it because it was a final out. You see the Mazda scoreboard, 4-1 Blue Jays. Mazda, zoom, zoom. But Granderson's been playing such great baseball. But with 2 outs and you're at first base and you got your number 3 hitter and A-Rod's on deck, you can't get picked off.
That's a tough play. Obviously, you're hoping one of those guys can connect, get you right back in the game. But, you know, as a player, when you think about stealing off a left-hander with 2 outs, I mean, your first thing is kind of go on first movement. But you just, you know, when you guess wrong like that, obviously it looks bad.
And Teixeira works a walk. Good start for the Yankees here in the 6th.
Talk about how Romero's going to go right out. You see, he just left that fastball out. Last thing he wants to do is give a couple free passes to the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees, obviously, we know, hit so many home runs in this ballpark. When you start walking guys, you're setting up for that inning where they can get right back in it.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. He's 1 for 2. Single to right in the 3rd. Struck out in the 1st. Looks like he might hit into a double play right here in the 6th. 6-4-3 double play.
Well, and things are going right as a pitcher. I mean, you walk a guy and then all of a sudden you make a pitch and all of a sudden you've got 2 outs, nobody on. You make that double play. Always wondered why, like, you know, the mediocre pitchers, the guys that don't stay around, you know, the ground balls with men on base find holes. The good pitchers, the ground balls end up being double plays. Figure that one out?
If we could, we'd be rich and famous.
Yeah.
Well, you were there already,
Yeah.
so you'd be richer and famouser. Cano takes a pitch out of the zone, 1-0. He's 0 for 2. Flied out to left and grounded out to first. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, 4-1 Toronto. That one is hammered into right center. Diving try by Davis. He can't get there. It'll go to the wall. Cano will stop at second with a 2-out double. Boy, did he hit that.
Yeah, that ball was hit so hard it had just a little carry, and a lot of times Rajah Davis could outrun the baseball and make up for it. You see, he took a route straight across to try to make this play. That's a perfect swing. You just see absolutely level, right on head, right on it. You see Davis right straight across, and the ball just took off at the end. You know, it's just close.
Wow.
You know, it's a good play, though. You take a chance. It's going to be a double anyway. Take a chance, get up. You kept Robbie to second base anyway. 2 outs.
That'll bring up Russell Martin. Martin, the Yankees offense tonight, a home run. Solo shot, obviously, in the 2nd inning. Swings at the first pitch and skies it deep to right field. Bautista back. And right there on the track, he'll make the play for the final out of the inning. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We played 6 at the stadium, 4-1 Toronto. When the Yankees take on the Indians, it's cap day. All guests in attendance are going to receive a Yankees cap courtesy of Hess. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. You're going to be here for that series.
Right.
The first place Indians.
You know, the way I got it mapped out, too, that week's probably going to be number 3,000 for Derek Jeter. Sometime in that week, between like the 11th and the 17th. Don't you think?
I was thinking maybe middle of June, yeah.
All right, then. A lot going on in the middle of June. That's right. You know what? We're going to start that homestand up. We're going to go over to right field, and we're going to have a catch. That's
not
what we're
right
do.
field here. Your
no,
old right
the
field.
old right field. I'm going to start training for it when I go home. Start getting the old wing loosened up a little bit.
I'm ready. I can't wait.
Yeah?
You get my glove? Bring your glove.
Well, my gloves down in the softball league in college with my son. He stole one of my gloves. It happened to be my gamer. Where's your glove, by the way?
It's somewhere in my house.
Yeah?
Out of Town Scoreboard brought to you by Citibank. What's your story? Citi can help you write it. Tries to pull an outside pitch and grounds it to A-Rod. And they retire Yunel Escobar for the first out. Well, the way it's working right now, the Yankees are having a hard time scoring, and that one bad inning by CC might come back to haunt them. 3 runs in the 4th inning broke a 1-1 tie, and the way the Yankee offense is now, if they're not scoring double digits, Paul, they put a lot of pressure on their starters to be perfect because they're not going to score a lot of runs.
Kind of strange. You look back yesterday on how good Colon was for 5 innings, and then he had that terrible 6th inning. And you look at CC tonight, he's really been pretty much in control other than the 1 inning. So he's gave up a couple hits that, you know, could have just off the end of the bat and things. But again, he's a lot of times that strike them balls doesn't really mean much to me, because strikes are, you know, strikes can be right down the middle and they can be hittable. But you know, he's had a good fastball. He's thrown a good breaking ball at times. I think his breaking ball on that 1 inning was kind of flat, and he gave up a few hits.
So the pop-up is grabbed by Nunez, and now CC against Bautista. 0 for 11 coming in, and here are the 3 at-bats, Paul.
Well, again, breaking ball there. You see, starting him off the plate here. He just threw a fastball after he had thrown some breaking balls out of the zone. That's the first fastball right there he got him out with, and that was with bases loaded. If the Yankees get back in the game, it's because of that pitch right there. Bases loaded, best hitter in the league up, and you get out of it.
They kind of fixed Bautista with a month to go in the 2009 season, and he had 10 home runs in the month of September, and he has not looked back since that beginning of September, as he grounds one to Teixeira. He's hit 30 more home runs over that time since then, more so than Albert Pujols. Just amazing. So at the end of 6.5 time for the 7th inning stretch, Blue Jays lead the Yankees 4-1, but we'll stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country home and around the globe. Thank you. Now joining Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
playing catch up. They're down 4-1, and it'll be the bottom third of the order against Ricky Romero. Romero's thrown just 83 pitches, so he's in good shape pitching count wise. And Nick Swisher will dig in against Romero. And a strike. Swisher's 0 for 2. Now, we were talking about how since the beginning of that September in 2009 that Bautista has become this star, a superstar. And I was reading stories about it today, and maybe you can explain to me. It was all about getting his foot down in time. What exactly does that mean, and how many players have to battle that? Because we heard that Alex was battling it when he was in trouble and slumping this year as Nick goes down on strikes.
Well, it has everything to do with balance. If you're in between and your foot does, and you're lunging, you know, it's all about keeping your weight back. And if you watch the way he swings the bat, I mean, he has great balance, and that's why he creates so much bat speed, because he's never lunging toward the pitcher, or he's never on his back foot like the old-fashioned home run hitters. And I went through it a lot with the leg kick, and it's all a timing thing. And you brought up Alex Rodriguez. He has that leg kick, and when he gets kind of in between and you don't get it down, you lose your balance, and that's a big part of hitting.
But does it make sense to you, Paul, that it took Bautista till he was 29 to figure that out?
Well, yeah, it does, because he was searching for something to become better. He worked with Cito Gasson and the hitting coach at the time,
Wayne Murphy,
and it just it worked for him. But you know, you could take 10 players out there, and a leg kick would work for half of them, and it just is against everything else that other people do. Hitting is not the same for everybody, put it that way.
So the leg kick for you was just a timing device?
Yeah, it really helped me, because I lunged at the ball a lot. When I got in trouble mechanically, I would lunge towards the pitcher, and it makes everything happen so quick, and you have to make your decision to swing so quick, and then you end up swinging at bad pitches, and it just, you don't have much power.
And that leg kick would slow you down, keep you back.
It just, yeah, if you lift your front foot, obviously your weight is back, so you're in a more powerful position.
1-1. Count 2-1. Blue Jays, bottom of the 7th inning. And the count 3-1. Eduardo Nunez is on deck. And the 3-1 shows bunt, takes pitch inside, so a walk to Gardner, his second walk tonight. Well, now's your chance to take on Russ, brought to you by Toyota. If you could combine a week's vacation with going to a major league game, which city would you choose? Your choices: A, Anaheim; B, Miami; C, San Diego; D, San Francisco; E, Toronto. Text A, B, C, D, or E to 70377, or go to my9tv.com and find out the results right after the game. It's Take on Russ, brought to you by Toyota. Eduardo Nunez, a little kiss of the bat. Treat the bat nice, maybe treat you nice.
Talk to him. Tell you what, players will do weird things, Michael. Looking back, I'm embarrassed at some of the things you try to get yourself out of a slump.
Let's hear something.
What's even worse? You talk about kissing the bat. One day I was in Cincinnati. He was in a horrible slump. Ronnie Oster is our second baseman. Says, you've got to sleep with your bat tonight. And I'll be darned if the bat wasn't between Nebby and I that night.
And how'd you do?
I got a hit the next day. It's not like I came out smoking, but I did get a hit. You know what even makes it more embarrassing is my wife knows about these crazy things.
Well, I mean, if the bat was there between you, I hope she noticed.
Yeah, either you're real mad or something.
Hot shot up the middle of base hit. Gardner stops at second. Nunez at first. Yankees have great speed on the bases. with the top of the order coming up.
That bat will go back in the rack and be kissed again before the game's over. You know that? Again, Romero goes with the fastball away. Driven right back up the middle. Well, these are the opportunities we've talked about over and over again, Michael. I mean, you got Derek Jeter up in a situation, men in scoring position. You've got to take the home run mentality out of your mind and just realize that, you know, a base hit keeps this thing going. Get a couple back here, a couple back there. Next thing you know, you've got the lead.
Derek Jeter is 0 for 3. Grounded to third, struck out, grounded back to the mound. There's a strike from Romero.
The changeup again, and I mean he's used his fastball all night, but when he needs a good pitch, see, he goes to that changeup.
Jansen and Zaczynski warming. And they get ready in a hurry. Foul back.
Look back at that pitch. I mean, that again looked like he went to this changeup, but that ball hung out over the plate. A lot of his good changeups have that good sinking action. That one kind of stayed up in the strike zone. Derek Jeter fought it off, but could have done a lot with that pitch.
Tried to pull an outside pitch and foul it off. Four 8-0 for the Blue Jays, 1-7-1 for the Yankees. Gardner at second, Nunez at first, the two fastest Yankees on the bases. Patterson playing shallow in left field for Jeter. Count 1-2. Yesterday, Jeter drove Patterson to the wall. Has not had a home run in 244 bats at Yankee Stadium. That's the longest home run drought in home games of his career. Almost had one last night. Outside.
For the first time all night, you see Romero. It looks like he's laboring a little bit. That was his 100th pitch. He's missed with the changeup in this count. He's missed with the fastball.
And Jeter has worked the count full. Sabathia looking for some run support. Yankees giving 7 runs a game, the most in the majors, but not tonight. Crowd of 41,519. Getting loud here in the bottom of the 7th.
Make the runners go in?
I would send these two. They don't. And a ground ball to third. There's one. And there's two. A 5-3, a double play. And that'll do it here in the seventh. No runs a hit, no errors. One man left on base. McDonald stepped on the bag, off balance throw to first. Stretched by Rivera. Then Jeter wraps into a double play. And in just a moment, we'll take a look at how he went about it on a pitch-by-pitch to see how it breaks down. And how he got Jeter to ground out to third and turn it into a 5-5-3 double play. So we go to the top of the eighth, 4-1, Blue Jays over the Yankees, and Juan Rivera leads off against Sabathia. There's a strike. Sabathia in good shape pitch count, 85.
Really had a couple innings, the last couple innings where he's gotten out of, quick innings where he's allowed himself to get really deep into the game. Top of the eighth here. And the opportunity for the Yankee offense to try to get back in this thing, but Romero is making his pitches when he needs to. Especially when you see a smile that big on a pitcher, he's kind of relaxed and been told that it's pretty much done.
Bruce Walt, the pitching coach, talking things over with him. And the 0-2. Nice play by Teixeira. He'll step on the bag, takes a base hit away from Rivera. All right, we told you about a Jeter at bat, big play in the game. Let's see how they did it.
Well, again, we talked about he labored a little bit. Change up, that's the pitch right there that Derek could have hit. There's a fastball, change up in the dirt, and he overthrew a fastball here. Did not find the strike zone, took a little bit off of it. Got the double play. You see the reaction. Big double play.
Here's JP Arancibia, and the pitch is a strike. The 0-1. Tap slowly to second. Cano right there. 2 down. Tonight after the game, it's arguably the most famous Yankee locker of all time, and it still remains in the stadium. What Thurman Munson's locker was famous for years before his tragic death. On the Verizon Fios game wrap-up tonight on My 9 News. Thurman's number 15 will never be worn again by a New York Yankee. Sabathia has retired 12 in a row. Here's Aaron Hill. Make it 13 in a row. The ground ball to A-Rod. Sabathia has straightened himself out, but the Yankee offense has to get moving as we go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-1 Blue Jays. By TD Bank, America's most convenient bank. Stop in for free TD checking. Check up today. McDonald's. Stop by McDonald's today for some juicy, tender chicken McNuggets. And by GMC Truck, we are professional grade. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium, where the Blue Jays are leading the Yankees 4-1. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and John Farrell makes the call to the bullpen, and is brought to you by Verizon Fios. Switch to Fios and network ahead. To learn more, visit Verizon.com/getFios. So Ricky Romero is done. He gets his congratulations in the dugout, and now he turns it over to his bullpen, Casey Jansen, who will be the first pitcher out of the bullpen. Great numbers for him. 19 base runners in 19 2/3 innings, 1.37 ERA, and he deals to Granderson low. 4-8-0 and 1-7-1. Another base hit for Curtis Granderson. He's going to try to stretch it into a double, and he will. Leadoff double for Granderson. He's 3 for 4.
You know, it's funny when you're a hitter and everything's going well, the game seems so easy, and the rest of the team seems to be struggling, but Curtis Granderson continues to put up good at-bats, lefties, righties.
Take a look at the Yankee in-game box score, brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Curtis with 3 hits, as Paul mentioned, and that double. Russell Martin is the Yankee offense with a home run. Cano has a double, 2 walks for Brett Gardner. Not much else of significance in that box score. Well, here is Mark Teixeira, 1 for 2 with the walk. The count 1-0. Grounded to second. And that gets Granderson over, but that's not what Teixeira's trying to do. He's trying to drive him in, so there's 1 away. Paul, when a team's not hitting with runners in scoring position, does it become almost a self-fulfilling prophecy where they try too hard when they're up there because they know they're not coming through?
Well, I think that you know what's going on, and you do start to take these opportunities as pressure situations instead of looking forward to. I mean, every hitter wants, especially when you're hitting well, wants to get up there with men in scoring position. You want to drive guys in, but On the other hand, when you have been struggling doing it, you almost you dread the situation because you haven't been coming through. And I think that this team relies on the home run so much, and they do score runs that way, but they're not looking forward to these opportunities.
Infield is back. They'll give up a run on a ground ball by A-Rod. Count 0-1 on Alex. 94 miles an hour fastball outside.
Many hitting coaches will tell you, you always got to remember as a hitter who's in trouble. The pitcher's in trouble with men in scoring position, and sometimes you forget about that and you get to the plate and you're almost forcing to try to make it happen as a hitter.
Off-speed pitch, foul back.
Almost let the pitcher off the hook.
Batting coach Kevin Long there. He's agonizing with his hitters as well, putting in countless hours and hasn't quite translated. And Alex strikes out, and again they don't do it with runners in scoring position. Can't get a runner in from third with less than 2 outs.
And again, you leave the zone. Tough pitch to hit, ball tailing away out of the strike zone. And again, that's where you're putting pressure on yourself to try to get it done.
And he doesn't get it done. Now John Farrell's going to call on a lefty. Mark Zipchinski. It'll be Zipchinski against Cano with a runner on third and 2 outs.
Lower thirds.
Well, that must mean it's our cue to remind everybody to wake up with Good Day tomorrow.
And the announcer can do that because we got to take this thing down. We are blocking everybody's view. Mr. Announcer.
Watch Rosanna Scotto and Greg Kelly on Good Day New York. Weekdays from 7 to 10 a.m. on Fox 5.
Crowd of 41,519 watching the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays up 4-1. Yankees have a runner on third. 2 outs, and Mark Zipchinski, you see his numbers, will match up against lefty swinging Robinson Cano. 2.61 ERA, 14 hits and 5 walks in 20 2/3. So a whip under 1 with 18 strikeouts.
I'll tell you one thing. My kids play this word game on the iPhone where it's like playing Scrabble against their friends, and the games take weeks. Everything. That last name right there is a lot of points.
Oh, a heck of a lot.
With like a triple letter or so here or there. That could be a game ender right there. I looked at the bottom of the scene. I saw Rosanna Scotto on there. I thought, man, I'm at Scotto's restaurant. It's time to eat, right? Those people know how to eat.
Count 1-1.
A lot of curvature to that name, right, Michael?
He's got a letter under each armpit. driven into right center field. It is a base hit for Cano. It'll go to the wall. Granderson scores. Cano is at second with a big RBI double. And the Blue Jays now lead 4-2.
Tell you what, if you take one guy and look at his at-bats tonight, Robbie Cano would be the guy. He has swung the bat so well. Last night he had a couple pitches to hit. Watch how level that swing is through the baseball, not trying to lift it or drive it out of the ballpark. Just hammered it. I mean, he has such a beautiful swing when he does everything right.
So they bring in the lefty to match up against Cano, and Cano really doesn't get neutralized against lefties. And Jansen had better numbers overall than Zipchinski. And now you have the lefty facing the righty Martin, and Martin's a tying run here in the bottom of the 8th. Hot shot up the middle and through for a base hit. Cano rounds third. He'll score. It's an RBI single for Russell Martin. And now the Yankees trail by 1.
Well, 2 big hits with scoring and runners in scoring position with Cano and Martin. Again, don't wait around. Drive it right back up the middle. Lucky it didn't ricochet off a cleat or a knee or something. Back-to-back hits with runners in scoring position. Good sign for the Yankees.
Now Bruce Walton, the pitching coach, will come out and talk with his left-hander. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. And here's Nick Swisher. Boy, is he struggling. He's 0 for 3 tonight. 0 for his last 9, 6 for his last 32, as Octavio Dotel is warming in the Blue Jay bullpen. Swisher, a switch hitter batting from the right side. So finally, something for the crowd to cheer about. And CeCe said thanks. They're not all the way back just yet. High pop-up. Shallow right. Bautista makes the play for the final out. But the Yankees creep closer. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits. They lead 1. We go to the 9th. 4-3 Toronto. Box score brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Corey Patterson with an RBI. Juan Rivera, 2 hits, a double, a run scored. Aaron Sebia, an RBI, had 4 yesterday, also a run scored. Rajay Davis, 2 for 3, a ribby and a run scored. Encarnacion, a run. John McDonald, a safety squeeze. He drove in a run as well. But CC Sabathia has settled in since that 4th inning. And he deals a strike to Encarnacion. CC's had 4 straight 1-2-3 innings, so 13 in a row retired. Three 10-1 Yankees, 4-8-0 Blue Jays. Pop foul and out of play. The 4th, 23 pitches, but look at how economical he's been over the past 4 innings. 7, 9, 6, and 2 so far here in the 9th. Had a quick 8-pitch 2nd inning as well. The 0-2. Now, if you want to look ahead, because I know that's how you are, bottom of the 9th inning for the Yankees, Gardner, Nunez, and Jeter. We'll try to make up that, what they hope at that point will be a 1-run deficit. Popped up, right field. Nick Swisher will put it away for the first out. Here's Rajay Davis. Frank Francisco, the closer, warming up. We got the final 3 outs yesterday. Pitch outside. And the 1-1. 1-2.
You know, it's funny, you look at CC Sabathia tonight, his velocity's been pretty much the same all night. Throws curveball for strikes, had a decent changeup. For that 1 inning, you know, you get a couple hits off the end of the bat, you make a couple mistakes, but he's been pretty much the same all night. See a guy, you know, throw a complete game and still have a chance to lose.
Well, they batted around in the 4th inning, scored 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and they left the bases loaded. Swing and a miss. There's that changeup. In case you're joining us late, this is how the 4th inning broke down for CC, and it was a breakdown on all levels. Yeah, the base hit by Aaron Sebia scoring 1. And then a lot of these bloop hits to right field. And that really hurt him. There's a safety squeeze by John McDonald. And a drop of a sure out by Cano. So it was a sloppy inning and an inning that might end up costing the Yankees a game if they don't come back in the bottom of the 9th. Here's McDonald. There's a strike. McDonald had that RBI on the bunt in the 4th inning. The other times, flied out to right. And the 0-1. Grounded foul.
You look at CC Sabathia, I mean, he just went over 100 pitches. I mean, it looks like he could throw another 4 or 5 innings. He looks very comfortable now. The only thing that doesn't comfort him is when he looks at the scoreboard, he's still down 1 run, but he's battling. Like I said, he had that 1 at bat that kept him in the game. It's going to give the Yankees a chance at the bottom of the 9th to try to win this thing.
CC deals the 0-2. McDonald just stays alive. The 0-2. Punched out towards second. Cano is there, makes the play, and Sabathia has retired 16 in a row. Do the Yankees have a rally in their bones? How about some pie coming up? Yankee locker of all time, and it still remains in the stadium. What Thurman Munson's locker was famous for years before his tragic death. On the Verizon Fios game wrap-up tonight on My 9 News. Well, that says it all. Francisco will come on to try to close this out, and he will face 8, 9, and 1 in the Yankee order, trying to pick up his 6th save. Numbers aren't great, too many walks, so 17 base runners in 12 and a third innings. He has 15 strikeouts, though. Now, here's a stat that the Yankees want to improve on. They are 1-18 this year when trailing after 8 innings. And the only time they came back was Nick Swisher sac fly on April 14th. So A.J. Burnett has not had much pie duty at all this year. But he's ready just in case. Brett Gardner will start it off against Frank Francisco. Gardner, Nunez, and Jeter. Yankees scored a run in the first, and a run in the second, and then the Blue Jays came back with 1 in the third, then 3 in the fourth. Yankees 2 in the 8th. That's where we stand right now, 4-3 Toronto.
I love to see decisions made in the game. So I'm hoping Brett Gardner gets on first base just to see if the decision's made, whether they let him run. I mean, are you going to try to steal bases behind in the game with your best base stealer?
And then you also have to ask the question, do they pinch hit for Nunez? On the Yankee bench, Chris Dickerson, a lefty, Jorge Posada, switch hitter, and then 2 righties, Cervelli and Andrew Jones. Although the Yankees really like Nunez as a hitter. The 0-1. There's a strike, 0-2. Good curveball.
Again, this is where the game has changed. I mean, you're going along, you have 3 or 4 bats against a guy, and then you face a closer. And, you haven't seen his delivery, you haven't seen his curveball. Before you know it, you're leading off the 9th inning, you're 0-2.
Gardner doesn't seem as if he really gets nervous with 2 strikes. He has good plate coverage, a pretty good eye. He'll foul pitches off. Both Boston and Tampa Bay are leading in their games.
Tony Pena was going over the scenarios where Jorge would hit and would not hit. My guess would be if Gardner makes an out or he hits.
And if he singles, then Nunez probably bunts. Nice play by Rivera. And he beats Gardner to the bag. Hot shot down the line, one away. And it will be Posada now pinch hitting for Nunez.
Rivera's made a couple nice plays down there, pressure plays. We talked about it. He's not a natural first baseman. He's filling in for Adam Lind, who's been injured. He's a left fielder. Made a couple tough plays down there at first base tonight.
Now, in the game that Swisher gave the Yankees a win with the sac fly, it was Posada who tied it up with a home run in the bottom of the 9th inning. Swishers was in the bottom of the 10th. So you know Posada, he's bursting. He wants to do something. You see his average. That's not what he expects.
That's the number right there that Joe Girardi is sending him up. Still has 6 home runs, even though he hasn't swung the bat the way he wants to or expects to for the rest of the year. There's always that chance that you can connect and tie this game up.
There's a pinch hit, base hit for Posada. And the ball gets past Bautista. Posada's going for 2. And the throw was not to second. So Posada with a pinch hit. We'll see how they scored. If it's a single in inning 9 or a straight double. And Chris Dickerson will pinch run for Posada. Big hit for Posada.
Again, a lot of times as pitch hitting, you take everything out of your mind. You just see the ball and you hit it, and it looks like exactly what happened to Jorge Posada. A lot of guys would say, you know, how can you send Jorge up here? Made a good decision there when he said Bautista bobbled the ball. But a lot of times, there was absolutely no baggage that he took to the plate there. I'm going to pinch hit. I'm going to see a pitch and hit it. Got a good fastball right off the bench.
And it scored a double. And Dickerson pinch running. So here's Jeter. Left fielder, center fielder fairly shallow for Jeter.
Jeter not a power hitter, but also on the road, you know, you want to give yourself a chance to win, give yourself a chance to throw out the runner, but, you know, it's just a decision the manager makes.
McDonald deep and close to the line at third, leaving open a lot of the left field hole, or the left side hole of the infield. Now, Derek is not the type that's going to pull the ball right down the line, and that almost seems like robot baseball. Play the guy close to the line in the 9th inning.
That's kind of weird because you're playing your outfield in.
Right.
And then you're playing no doubles with your infield, which, you know, is kind of a two-way street there. Ouch.
I got a piece of Robbie Thompson. Robbie Thompson's trying to get as far down the line so he can give Dickerson a good read. And he's very close to the batter. You see there. Maybe got caught in the lights. Jeter had a big opportunity in the 7th with runners on first and second. He wrapped into a double play. Here, a runner at second base, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Yankees trying to come back. Two and one.
Francisco's split finger fastball. He's got great arm. I mean, it looks like a fastball, but, you know, 85 miles an hour. Should have movement down. Then we got away from it.
They're waiting in the Great Hall to see how this game ends before heading out into the street. They might go back to their seats as there's extra innings. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on and grounded. Grabbed there by Escobar. Here comes Dickerson. No, he stops with the throw to first to get Jeter. Dickerson thought about dashing for home, but he stopped there now with 2 outs.
You know, that's nobody's fault there, and it is a surprise. Dickerson has no fear. He's going to steal right there. He thinks that ball might be through the infield. He has no clue. Robbie Thompson cannot make a decision that quick to tell Dickerson to go.
So that leaves it up to Curtis Granderson. You see Dickerson sliding into third. It was a straight steal. And the ball was caught by Escobar. So Granderson 3 for 4. 2 outs. Tying run 90 feet away. Bottom of the 9th inning at the stadium.
There it is. I was just going to say Francisco has a tendency that with that split finger to end his breaking ball, throw that in the dirt. As a catcher, you got to know that. See, that was very close. That glove was not down all the way. Blocked there.
Pitch outside. Remember, on deck is Teixeira.
You also got to remember, you know, if you go up and down the hotter Yankees, Curtis Granderson's right at the top of the list. And dear Francisco, you got to realize that.
The 2-0. There's the strike. Rivera has not pitched since last Wednesday, so he is warming. 2-1. Ground ball through for a base hit. The game is tied. Dickerson scores. It's an RBI single for Granderson. His 4th hit of the game. It's a 4-4 tie.
Started with Jorge Posada over there, and it's such a good thing when you're struggling to feel like you're part of something. This is a big comeback for the Yankees. Curtis Granderson stays in there again. Francisco leaves a curveball up. Granderson's been on everything. Juan Rivera's made some great plays, but this one's just out of his reach. See a lot of guys over there. They're happy to tie this game up. CC Sabathia included.
Here's Teixeira. Now will Granderson try to steal second? This is how they reacted in the Great Hall, watching on the big screen. They might have to go back to their seats. Donald talking things over with Francisco. Now Francisco's best pitch is that split finger, and that bounces a lot. That would give Granderson an opportunity to get into scoring position.
You saw McDonald out there. If you could read his lips, he says, don't forget about that guy on first base. You got to realize, you know, as a home team, you can take a chance. It's a tie ball game. I think you can get a great jump. You can read a split finger or a curveball. Good time to run.
Shift is on for Teixeira. One infielder is on the left side. Runner goes. No throw. There was also an opportunity for Granderson to pop up and go to third. No one was covering third because of the shift.
You see Granderson gets a great jump. But again, this is the third baseman and the second baseman. Remember Johnny Damon in the World Series. I mean, he ended up going all the way to third base in Philadelphia that night.
So now the winning run is in scoring position for Teixeira. And strike.
Talked about it last night, Michael, when you said Granderson is in a great position, swinging the bat well, hitting second, in front of Teixeira, in front of A-Rod. You're going to get pitched to in big situations. He made the most of it tonight.
And the count 3-1 with Alex Rodriguez on deck. Yankees 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Hot shot and off the glove of Rivera, trickling into right. Here comes Granderson. He scores, and the Yankees win 5-4. The Yankees come back from a 4-1 deficit. They score 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Jorge Posada's big pinch hit double started it off, and an exhilarating win for the Bombers here on this Tuesday night.
Well, they answered the bell. They got their big hits with men in scoring position tonight. Big win for the Yankees. You got to feel for Ricky Romero on the other side. He threw a great game, but what a pick-me-up hit by Jorge Posada. Big hit by Teixeira. Good things happening for the Yankees tonight.
Teixeira, it was actually fortunate for the Yankees, Paul, that the ball went off of Rivera's glove, because Bautista has an unbelievable arm in right. Once Rivera slowed it down, you knew Granderson would score.
Yeah, a lot of times when that ball's hit that hard and it gets to the right field, it's one thing in Yankee Stadium, as shallow as right field is, as a right fielder, you can get to the ball so quick. You're right, Michael. As soon as it went off his glove, ball game was over.
And no one feels better than that man, Jorge Posada, who has struggled all year. Came off the bench to pinch hit for Nunez and doubled into the gap in right center, and that started things off. Granderson with a 2-out single tied the game, and then Teixeira with a 2-out single won the game as the Yankees even this series at a game apiece with a 5-4 victory. And A.J. Burnett is going to seek out Mark Teixeira. And he is going to get Teixeira on the run. Didn't get him that great, though. Just got him on the side of the head.
A glancing blow right there.
All right, this is how the 9th inning broke down.
Again, winning run on. Ball hit like a bullet. Makes the call, too. He did. Juan Rivera, not a first baseman. This ball you can't fault him for. This ball was hit right on the nose. Did a couple good plays. Granderson had a great night. Jorge Posada, big hit. Big win for the New York Yankees.
And Posada really might be the happiest guy in the ballpark. He has not had much to be happy about, but he contributed greatly to this come-from-behind victory. He doesn't even know who to hug. And they all head out to Mark Teixeira, who picked up the RBI and the win. So the Yankees pumped up after Mark Teixeira's big single to win it. A come-from-behind walk-off win. The Yankees win 5-4.